What's good, everybody? It's your boy, O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again with another episode of The Celebrity Jump. And guys, I really want to talk about one Donald Trump. And Donald Trump, currently the president of the United States, visited Kenosha, Wisconsin. Now, we all know what happened with the Jacob Blake situation. I did a previous video about that anyway, so there's no need for us to go into that. But Donald Trump has visited the scenes of, the riots there. Obviously, Kyle Rittenhouse occurred in Kenosha. And there's a lot of unrest there, all right? And Donald Trump, who's up for re-election, has to address this as the president. He cannot stay quiet on the issue. He has to issue a statement in which the people that support him want to hear. And he has to issue a statement in which people in the middle of America can also receive without being offended. And what Donald Trump says is officers choke under tremendous pressure. He says that we have to condemn the dangerous anti-police rhetoric, and that, you have some bad apples in the bunch. He says they may be there for 15 years and have a spotless record, and all of a sudden they're faced with a decision. You have a quarter of a second to make a decision. And if they make a wrong decision one way or the other, they're dead or they're in big trouble. Now, Donald Trump feels that he's making a safe statement here. All right? This is something that he feels that if I say this, I'm honoring the police department while saying that, you know what? We have a few bad apples in the bunch. All right? We have a few bad apples in the bunch. That's just like saying that about, some white racists or whatever, right? Most white people are not, but we have some bad apples in the bunch. Same thing with black people. Black people, we have some issues, but we have a few bad apples in the bunch. Everybody understands that, there are a few bad apples in the bunch. Seems logical because we all know that there are a few rotten apples in the bunch. And he did say they may be there for 15 years and have a spotless record, so he played it safe there. But see, the thing about it is that if you're black and you hear this, it's hard for you really to agree with what Trump is saying. Although there are good police officers. But we've seen situations where this is not a life or death situation. Like George Floyd. It's not a life or death situation. Okay? The Ahmaud Arbery thing, although that had nothing to do with the police. But, you had the, many other situations where, the brother out of Minnesota that was shot. Forgot his name. But he wasn't in any danger for his life. Philando Castile. You see a lot of times the police in the major cases that have shot somebody or killed somebody, and then there's no threat of their lives being at hand. And I think what many people will find with Donald Trump to be, this is just disingenuous. Okay? Which it is. I mean, especially for those of us who have actually encountered the police. I've been encountering the police before where, although never shot by the police will pull you over, police will give you a hard time, police will be rude to you, police will stop you on your way, don't give a damn. They've wasted all your time. They don't even tell you, I'm sorry for get on. Like, you know what I mean? And what that's like is, this is BS. Maybe with a person like Donald Trump, who was born, relatively rich or relatively wealthy, maybe for him, he's never, this is his experience. I don't know. Maybe he doesn't see it like we do. But if you're black and you hear this, what you know is, you feel that black people, when you're African American, you're being you have a different experience with the police than people like Donald Trump. And I think what Trump is trying to talk to is the major crowd that's going to vote for him. The black people who probably won't vote for Trump as much, at least, have an experience where they feel that the police are not being fair with them. That's historically in the United States. That's why so many people are against the police. Why do you think NWA put out the song called F the Police? Why do you think so many people, even white people, have a problem with the police? There's a lot of people that have issues with the police department. So either there's a few bad apples, or there's a lot of bad apples. And I believe, again, here we have a problem with, the conservatives not really understanding the black plight. And let's be honest when I say this, the conservatives can win the election without the African American vote. All right? They can do that without getting the African American vote. So, why cater a message to the African American community? I mean, I get where they're trying to come from. But the situation is this. The situation is this. We got to be fair down the middle. And again, I mean, the black experience with African Americans, even with people like Tim Scott, who's a senator, a Republican senator, he's talked about it. The police departments have a problem with African Americans, in my opinion. Now, at the same time, I think this should wake up all people, especially in the African American community. It's going to be up to us to solve the problems that we have with so-called police. And I mean legislatively. The Democrats nor the Republicans are going to do anything that solve African Americans' problems with the police officers. It's not going to happen. All right? It's not going to happen. So when that doesn't happen, then what we need to do is figure out, number one, in communities where African Americans are, do we have special training that they need to go through with encounter police, or are we going to hire our own people? Should be the police, like in Ferguson, Missouri. Ferguson, Missouri had that issue where, most of the black people were African American, but then you had like 80% of the police force being white. That's the problem. Like, we have to come out with certain things where police and African Americans need to be different, but there needs to be some sort of a bridge. And the body cams, to me, are not enough for the bridge. That just records what's going on, but we're still seeing that, police brutality is a problem. It's still a problem. All right? So, I wanted to talk about that. I still think that I have I have an issue with this being said. So guys, what do you think? It's your boy, O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again with another episode of The Celebrity Jump. Subscribe, hit the bell. I really appreciate all that you do. Thank you so much. Guys, check out the Black Men Are Perfect t-shirts, brothers. And as you know, the buffoonery remains at an all-time high. Check out the first comment to the top. I'm out. Peace.